Okay. Hi, I'm Jennifer Denoo. I'm the new president and soon-to-be CEO of Great Basin Federal Credit Union. I have been around the credit union for 23 years, held all sorts of positions. I have a wonderful husband and 3 young kiddos. My oldest is getting ready to start college, so exciting. Yes! Everybody has a favorite kid, and don't let them tell you otherwise. I tell my kids, by the way. I'm so excited for this new role. Looking forward to moving into the future with this membership and our passionate employees, and looking forward to accomplishing wonderful things in the future. I started at the credit union right after I graduated from high school, and I had banked here as a teenager because the credit union started as a phone company credit union, and my dad had us have accounts here when we were kids. And when I graduated high school, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do with my life, and so I thought, well, where could I work that I get to dress nice and have weekends off, but feel like I had a big girl job and be fancy. And the first thing that came to mind was the credit union. And every time I came into the credit union, all the employees always were having fun and they just enjoyed each other. And I thought that's totally the environment that I wanted to work in. So I came down and applied, and back then there was no cell phones, so I drove all the way home, and then on my answering machine there was a message to come back. So I came back and they told me I was hired as a part-time teller, and the very next day then I was a full-time teller, and then the rest is history. My favorite position that I've had at the credit union is when I worked in the collections department. Certainly the most rewarding position that I ever had. I always believed in my heart that members wanted to pay. They genuinely wanted to make their payments, but maybe they had a life circumstance that was preventing them to do so. Sometimes it was an illness or loss of a job. Sometimes it was lack of knowledge on how to budget. But I always loved the fact that I could give members dignity and try and find solutions with them. And when there was a success, I felt that success. And so I loved that job. Well, I don't have a least favorite position, but I definitely have one that I was not as successful at. I started as a teller, and back then the systems weren't quite as user-friendly as they are now and didn't tell you you were out of balance. And so I would get to talking to members, and that made me out of balance, and so it put my job at risk for just a short little while. But there was an opening in the loan department, and our CEO at that time saw us good future in me, and so he recommended that I apply for that job, and lo and behold, I got it, which moved me out of the balancing world and really gave me the opportunity to learn all new things, and really saved me. And so I appreciate always that he saw something in me, and then I was able to grow within the credit union, not only as a person but as an employee also. So we are very well known for practical jokes around here, and I caught wind through the grapevine that one of our employees accidentally opened her overhead and it hit a member in the head while he was disclosing a loan. And so I decided to play a little trick on her and called her into my office, and I looked back at the security film and took some screenshots of her hitting this guy in the head and him going down and his mom going, "Oh!" And I called her in and I said, "I just want you to know that I got a lawsuit served upon me today for assault and battery because you hitting this gentleman in the head with your overhead bin." And I presented her the picture of all those things happening, and she was mortified and she started crying, saying, "Oh my gosh." And I told her, "Why don't you tell me these things? I don't like being served lawsuits out of the blue." And then we couldn't keep a straight face, and then she caught on that we were messing with her, and I don't think she talked to me for a couple of weeks after that, but still pretty funny. And she still works here, so you guess who it is. Oh man, lots of things have changed since I started working here. Just the number of members, the number of employees. When I first started working here, there was no ATMs. There was no such thing as a debit card. So those are some major technology. When I started, there was no World Wide Web. There was just, even emails were just kind of starting. The way that we processed our transactions was totally different. Lots have remained consistent though. Our members are still amazing. They still, it's a cooperative, we're one big family. Lots of things haven't changed internally too. So many similar employees, our mission is the same. And so as much as there is different from like a technology and a product perspective, at the core it's the same. And I think that's why I've stayed here so long, because for all the reasons that I walked in the door that very first day of my interview is why I still love walking in the door today. Chips and salsa. No, chips and guacamole.
Hobby.
Baking. I love baking. Mostly because I like to eat the baking, but I genuinely do love baking. I love making pies in particular. My crust is amazing. And so definitely, if I could bake and give it away every single day, I would. After I ate it. Steel magnolias. Angry housewives eating bonbons.
Job.
Oh my goodness, I'm still gonna accomplish it one day, but I want to be a hospice nurse.
You're a night person.
Morning. I like the fishing pole. Lordy. I shouldn't dance. Let's just see. I would love to travel to Italy. I think I'm a pretty good mom.
If ever feeling down, just use a Snapchat filter. It changes everything.
Know when people are hurting and then fix it. I would call my husband and he would quit his job immediately, but I wouldn't because I love my job. But of course I would pay off all my family's houses and cars, and I would probably buy a new Mercedes, and definitely take a little bit of time to travel. But I would come back here because I live here.
Where were you born?
Reno, Nevada, St. Mary's Hospital. I wanted to be a lawyer, but actually my whole life all I wanted to be was a good wife and a mom. Oh my gosh, the people. Always the people. Love the people that I work with. Love the people that I've always worked for. I love our members. We genuinely are one big team. We're one big happy family. I've never forgotten that we work for our members and always trying to figure out what's best for them. But also one of my proudest things here at the credit union is just seeing my employees grow, from new hires to getting supervisory and management jobs, and just growing personally as humans. And so that's both for members and employees, but absolutely the people.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Alexa, play the last song.